Action. Hey, science seekers, how's it going? This is Mr. Pfeiffer. We are here with our Google Science Project specials, and we're highlighting the top 6 finalists of our Find Something You Love and Make It Better with Science Google Science Fair projects. Today we have Prithiv, and we're going to start out by showing his introduction, and then he can talk and answer a couple questions about his project. If you all would like to read and see more of the project, you can certainly click on his link if you are part of the district at any time, and you should be able to see what he did in his study on his website that he created. And here we go. You will need to be a District 54 user to see these projects in their entirety.
My name is Prithiv, and I'm an 8th grade magnet student at Meade Junior High School. Some of my hobbies include programming and problem solving. And approximately 9 months ago, the SARS-CoV-2 virus started to spread across the United States. As of now, the virus has killed over 1 million people worldwide. And even so, there is still no way to accurately and immediately test for this disease. Shockingly, this is true for most pulmonary disorders. As a result, I thought about how I could automate the diagnosis of pulmonary disorders without any human intervention. After doing some research, I found out that most pulmonary disorders appear as areas of cloudiness or increased opacity in chest x-rays. And so I decided to use my programming skills to implement an artificial intelligence model that can diagnose pulmonary disorders based on x-rays. To create this model, I used Python, JavaScript, CSS, and HTML5. To train this model, I used over 5,000 x-rays from the labeled optical coherence, tomography, and chest x-ray images for classification dataset by Daniel Kermany and others. If a doctor inputs the x-ray of a patient, my model will inform them of the pulmonary disorders that the patient has. My model has the potential to revolutionize how pulmonary disorders are diagnosed due to its high accuracy of 99.7%, speed, and lack of dependencies. Thank you.
All right. So, you're a coder.
Yep.
And you coded a program that basically reads x-rays and can diagnose
An artificial intelligence app, and it diagnoses pneumonia.
Okay, so it can diagnose pneumonia in your app, and you created all the code for that.
Yep, all of it.
Wow. Okay, well, that's pretty impressive, man.
Thank you.
I would like to know, how did you go about, doing all that? Where do you even start? Do you start with like line code or like finding the x-ray pictures, or, because I think you said you used like 4 different programs there.
So basically, when I started to create my program, I needed to find a source for x-ray images, one that I could use to input my model with several examples that it could learn from. And I chose to use a source that had over 4,000 x-ray images that were labeled as either pneumonia or normal. And using that, I created an artificial intelligence model that can diagnose pneumonia.
So that was your data that was
Yep.
then able to use to cross-reference.
Well, not exactly cross-reference. What artificial intelligence does is it looks at specific features of the image and learns what features indicate that this x-ray is of a patient with pneumonia. And then it uses that information to diagnose x-rays.
It's awesome. All right. Well, let's get to some questions. My first question to you would be, how is this helping making the world better with science? How is this science used in making the world better?
Chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder alone kills over 3 million people every year. And in diagnosis of these in a very timely and accurate manner is very critical because it can help slow the progression of the disease and potentially cure it. And my model can be extended to multiple different pulmonary disorders, saving many lives.
Okay. If you had some advice for an incoming 7th grader that was going to do a Google Science project through our Magnet Science program, what would you give them as advice?
Pick a topic you love and make it better with science.
And our final question was, throughout this whole journey, what was one of your lows and what was one of your highs throughout doing all of this?
Well, at one part, I was actually kind of frustrated because I couldn't make the model work. But after we're putting in some work, I finally managed to get it to a point where it had a high accuracy.
Okay. So that was the low and then a high.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay, Pradip. Well, that's about all the time we have today to interview you and highlight this awesome thing. I got to tell you, I'm quite proud of the work you've done as a scientist and as a computer scientist as well. It's quite impressive. I think anybody that sees this is going to be quite impressed. So well done. Thank you for making the world better with science. Everything's better with science, as we all know. And we'll see you next time. Good job, buddy.